Want to get it started. Good to see you all. And thank you for attending tonight. Oh, here comes Will now.
Regina's virtual. I'm trying to
Oh, she come in here?
Keith, can you see if Regina said she's on virtually? If you could. Okay. Sorry, I'm just texting. Sorry? No? Okay. We don't see you. All right, so let's get started. Sorry, I'm texting Regina. Tech issues. Good evening, everyone. It is 6:32 p.m. and I'd like to call the June 5th Retirements and Recognitions meeting of the South Orange Maplewood Board of Education to order. Mr. Moody, can you please take the roll call? Sorry.
No
Hi,
problem.
Patrick.
No problem.
I forgot it's you tonight.
Does red mean it's on? Okay. Board member Jeff Bennett. Board member Deirdre Brown.
Present.
Board member Elizabeth Callahan.
Here.
Board president Nubia Delval Wilson.
Here.
Board member Regina Eckert. Board member Bill Gifford. Here. Board member Bimal Kapadia. Here. Board member Will Meyer. Here. Board member Shayna Sackett-Gable.
Here.
Student representative Asa Glassman. Student representative Oliver Nesson.
Okay,
We have a
great.
quorum.
Okay, great. Thank you. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay. Please take notice that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in the following manner. That written notice was sent from the office of the Secretary of the Board at 2:30 p.m. on January 3rd, 2025. That said notice was sent via email to Maplewood and South Orange Township clerks and the editors of the News Record, Star Ledger, Tappan de Soma, and the Village Green. Do we have any student public speaks other than our student reps? We know will speak today. Are there any other students here for public speaks? Yes? Okay. Why don't you come up? Yeah. Can come up and state your name, your town, and we'll start the clock. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Hayden Grover. I'm a senior at Columbia High School from South Orange. I'm here to congratulate all the retirees, as well as talk a little bit about our AP Lit and other English teacher, Miss Martling. Just to say what a marvelous year I had with her. She is really one of the best that we have at Columbia. She cares so much about her students, all of them, and takes so much of her own time to really bring us up to her expectations and elevate us. She goes out of her way in terms of college prep, in terms of helping us even for classes that aren't her own. She takes so much time and so much care of us and is really important to all of us. And I recognize how much she puts in, and that's really just a wonderful thing. She even, goes so far as to provide us with things that sometimes the school doesn't or isn't unable to. And overall, she's just a wonderful educator. Anytime you turn in a written assignment, 10 minutes later, you'll have hundreds of notifications popping up about the comments that she's making on your writing, even if it's a menial little reflection on something that you've read. It's always populated with tons of comments, with tons of feedback. She's always there, and she's always someone to talk to, no matter what it's about. Even if it's just you're having a bad day, it's really incredible how much effort she puts into all of her students. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Did you want to come up?
Do I need to press something to? Okay. All right. Awesome. My name is Jasper Cunningham. I'm a senior at Columbia High School from South Orange. I'm also here to honor the retirees and speak a little bit about my experience with Miss Martling. I've had personal experience, first of all, with the retirees, Mr. Lucetta and Mr. Hurley. So I'd like to congratulate them on their retirement, and I've had wonderful classes with both of them. And yeah, we just wanted to talk about how incredible of an experience we've had in Miss Martling's class. I personally took AP Lit with her this year, and it really just is exceptional the amount of effort and care she puts in. You really feel like she individually cares about your success, not just inside of her classroom, but also outside of it. I think more than any other teacher or class I've had at Columbia, she has really made sure that I am prepared to make the transition to college, whether it's her, talking to us about the application process at the beginning of the year, trying to make us all not too stressed out about however the cards may fall with all the schools that we're applying to, giving us advice about what we should do. You know, she runs a college writing workshop for juniors to make connections for the seniors to be able to help the juniors with their personal statements so that they can know what they're going to write. It's just incredible the amount that she cares about her students, and she is really an invaluable influence on my high school journey and my transition into college. So thank you, and I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you. Okay. So tonight is our annual staff recognitions and retirements meeting, which is bittersweet. On behalf of the Board of Education, I want to extend a warm welcome and heartfelt thanks to all of the 19 retirees, 10 of whom are here tonight. It's an honor to recognize the incredible commitment and service of retiring teachers and staff after years of tireless dedication to our students, our schools, and this community. Your work has shaped lives, inspired growth, and built the foundation for our thriving school district. Thank you. You've made a difference, and it will not be forgotten. Tonight is also the last board meeting for our fabulous student reps, Asa Glassman, Oliver Nesson. We're also CHS seniors. They've worked really hard as our ambassadors. We commend the initiative taken to engage with our middle schools to conduct a student survey at Columbia High School, an important effort to identify information gaps, surface concerns, and gather thoughtful suggestions for improving the student experience. Strengthening the connection between our student body, the district, and the broader community remains a priority, and we thank all those who helped move that work forward. Asa and Oliver have provided valuable insight through their work, and we are grateful for their dedication and service as student representatives. As we look ahead, we hope the next Board of Education student representatives will continue to build on your efforts. As Asa and Oliver prepare to graduate and take their next steps beyond Columbia High School, we wish them every success in their journeys ahead. Lastly, there are a few items up for action tonight, including approving retro pay for our teachers and staff so that they can receive their raises this summer, the submission of an application for the funding for Optimal Comprehensive Universal Screeners or FOCUS grant to support learning education agencies to adopt and implement high-quality universal literacy screenings that meet the screening requirements in kindergarten through grade 3 according to state law, and the contract with Effective School Solutions, ESS, for therapeutic mental health wrap around program services. And with that, we will start our recognitions. So I think we'll do the students first. Yes, so we've got certificates for you.
Guys, can you come sit up again for a picture, please? Yeah, of course. President. Oh, there.
Just very quickly, I've worked with a lot of student ambassadors in my time, 14 years as superintendent. These two gentlemen have raised the bar. So I don't envy the next two coming up. They were a pleasure to work with. Their candidness was something that was very appreciative, and also their initiatives as well in regards to surveying staff, surveying students, which we're going to be expanding next year. Emailing me if an issue pops up, and then bringing issues to the board. So to say it was a pleasure would be an understatement. They've just been wonderful to work with, and really our ear and eyes into student life at CHS. So big thanks to them both. Thank you, gentlemen.
Good evening, everyone. For the past 2 years, I've had the honor of serving as a student representative to the Board of Education. From campaigning in school the day after prom on just 30 minutes of sleep, to gauging student opinion through polls and face-to-face conversations, this role has been far from easy. But with both challenges and successes have come invaluable lessons I will carry with me for a lifetime. One key lesson I want to highlight is efficacy, specifically in the form of sending a simple email. I don't know if this is a fear unique to my generation, but many of my peers suffer from what I like to call email phobia. A fear of the daunting send button that stares us down from the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It's the urge to reread a message over and over again, terrified that the punctuation will magically shift around or the words might somehow rearrange themselves. I felt that fear too, especially during my first term. Believe it or not, I would spend countless minutes combing through my emails to the principal, the superintendent, and board members, making absolutely sure they were worded just right. But the more emails I sent and the more I got to know the people behind the names, the less I worried about being perfect. And out of the fading shadows of my email phobia emerged something much greater: self-efficacy. The belief that I can take initiative, get things done, and more importantly, make a difference. This belief has emboldened me to take leaps of faith, to study economics in different countries, submit my work to the New York Times, and build lifelong connections with people I would have never met otherwise. I truly believe that every achievement builds upon the last. And for me, this role, serving as your student representative, was the first step towards greater things. I'm incredibly grateful for this opportunity and for the trust you've placed in me. This district would not be what it is without each and every one of you. To serve in this role is to witness firsthand your deep commitment to philanthropy and your passion for creating a better world. I'd like to especially thank Nubia, Deirdre, Bimmel, Regina, Shayna, Superintendent Bing, Principal Sanchez, and former board member Caitlin for their particular concern for student voices. Your willingness to take time out of your busy schedules to listen to what we have to say has meant so much. I'd also like to give a shout out to my Spanish language teacher, Miss Lopez, who's been instrumental in guiding me in my role as student representative and has been an excellent Spanish teacher. And I'd like to also congratulate all those retiring, especially Ms. Luchetta, who I think was the greatest math teacher that I've ever had. And his numbers don't lie. The average is incredibly high for the AP exam. And yeah, I'd just like to thank you all again. It has been a true pleasure to work and to grow alongside all of you.
Hello. If you don't know my name is Oliver Nesson, and I've only had half the tenure of ASA, so I'll try to keep my speech half as long. But yeah, I mean, I think first I just want to echo a lot of the things that Asa said. I think that this role has played a big part in my growth over the last year. Um, I think that especially one thing, both throughout my campaign and actually serving as a representative to the Board of Education, like the student rep was just communication and talking to the board and to the students. And I think there's still room for improvement, and that the future student reps do even more to ensure that we're really hearing every voice and um, taking those issues to the board. But then I think that also being in this role has helped me to see all the things that go past communication, the things that are actually in the field helping these students' lives, and that's especially our teachers who are working hard every day. And so I want to thank those retirees again. Mr. Lucetta was definitely a very strong teacher for me, and also Mr. Hurley, and I'm sure a lot of the other retirees were very instrumental in other students' lives. But yeah, I think that going forward, it's definitely going to be a journey where I want to focus on implementing real changes, whether that be in my university or in careers in the future, but just going past just discussing things and actually taking some action. And then I'm also very grateful for this opportunity to have learned so much from all the board members that are sitting here today. So I definitely want to thank them. And then again, Senora Lopez, who definitely inspired me to run for this position. And that's about it. Thank you very much.
Well done. Now we will start with the teacher recognitions. Mr. Adedoyan?
That's fancy. Thanks, Keith. Board trustees, tonight we have 19 retirees to present for the retirement reception, and 401.7 years of service to the South Orange and Maplewood School Districts. So how about a round of applause for that? So just to give you an overview of how the reception will go, I will introduce the administrator who will call up the retiree and say a few words. We will also give the retiree a few minutes to speak. Then we will have the board come up and take a picture with them in the middle of the horseshoe, and then we'll move on to the next candidate. Okay? All right. First person up is Dr. Ramon Robles.
Good evening. So I'd like to first recognize Miss Alison Beckedo. Alison, we met years ago, back when I was teaching at Columbia High School, and you were already making your mark at our elementary schools. At the time, we crossed paths during department meetings, and I still remember the conversations we shared about our mutual love for Barcelona, Spain, and our shared dream of someday retiring there. And now, here we are. You're making one of those dreams come true. While it may not be Barcelona just yet, Puerto Rico is an incredible choice. And I know it will welcome you with the warmth and vibrancy that matches your spirit. We got to know each other more deeply once I became supervisor and I had the opportunity to spend more time in classrooms across the district. It was during those visits that I had the privilege of witnessing the incredible passion and energy you brought to your students every single day. Whether in a language class or later in a math classroom, the same magic was there. Your students were not just learning, they were thriving. They felt welcome, appreciated, and truly seen. Your classrooms were places of excitement, engagement, and joy, and your ability to inspire young minds was evident in every lesson. In the last 2 years, when you transitioned to MMS as a math teacher due to restructuring, your impact never wavered. In fact, I've heard again and again how your enthusiasm, creativity, and warmth continue to shine seamlessly, translating from Spanish to math. This is the mark of a truly gifted educator, one who not only masters content, but who connects deeply with students and makes learning meaningful no matter the subject. You have left a lasting imprint in our district, not only through your teaching, but through your example of compassion, professionalism, and unwavering dedication. It has been an honor to work alongside you and to witness the kind of educator who outlives others simply by being who she is. Before we celebrate our next adventure, not our, also I want to share reflection from two of the principals who work closely with you, Mrs. Hutchinson and Mr. Mason, who, like many of us, deeply admire and appreciate the extraordinary educator and person you are. The students and staff at Delia Bolden, we are so grateful for the energy, passion, and joy you brought to our school community. Your fun, enthusiastic approach to teaching Spanish made learning a new language exciting and accessible to all students. You created a classroom environment that helps students not only build language skills, but also develop a love for different cultures. Your presence will be truly missed, but your impact will continue to be felt in the many students you inspire. Gracias por todo y te deseamos lo mejor en tu próxima aventura. Mr. Mason, I want to thank Allison for the time and commitment to the SMS students. Congratulations on your retirement, and you will always be a superstar. Congratulations, Allison. But your legacy will live on in the many students and colleagues that you've inspired. Congratulations.
Do I say something? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mason. I saw another administrator out there. Hello, Ms. Fabian. I feel like I've been in many schools. I have been in many schools. I have had some of these guys. I see some people that are now married and with children, which definitely makes you feel old. It's been a pleasure. Anyone who's a good teacher knows to love every single kid that comes through their door. So that's what I hope I've been able to do. And thank you. Oh gosh.
Around the horseshoe. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You want to open it up? You want to open it up?
Oh, hold it, yeah. Like that. Wow. There you go.
Okay, next up, we have Dr. Robles for Ms. Danielle Cayo.
Mrs. Cayo. So, Ms. Cayo, as you prepare to close this meaningful chapter at Columbia High School, I want to express my deepest gratitude for the passion, dedication, and spirit you have brought to our community over the years. Your presence has left a lasting mark, not only through your teaching of French and Spanish, but also through your leadership and cultural advocacy, and the joy you've shared with both students and colleagues alike. Over the past 10 years, pleasure and privilege to work alongside you. From the moment you joined our community, you brought with you not only the expertise of a seasoned educator, but also a generous spirit and a deep commitment to your students and colleagues. Your passion for teaching French and Spanish went far beyond grammar and vocabulary. You have helped shape global citizens who are curious, compassionate, and open to understanding different cultures and perspectives. Your unwavering support of our immigrant students and their families has been especially meaningful. You have been a tireless advocate, ensuring their voices are heard and their experience honored throughout our district. Your efforts have created more inclusive spaces and have enriched our entire community. As you embark on this well-earned next chapter, moving to Greece, it sounds like a great new chapter. I wanted to share some reflection from your colleagues, each a testament of the tremendous impact you've had on all of us. Great colleagues are part of what makes working at Columbia High School fun every day. Madame Cayo has been a special colleague since she started here 10 years ago. When most people probably would have been thinking about retirement, she threw herself into learning about a new school, teaching 2 languages, and starting the Multicultural Club, which has become a staple here at CHS with her annual Multicultural Night and Fashion Show. She's committed to her students, evidenced by the huge number of which populate her classroom during the conference period. We will miss you. Madame, Senora, bon retraite. Lori Fan. Cayo, you are more than a teacher of words. You have been a bridge between cultures, a guide through the beauty of expression, and a steadfast presence whenever and wherever you were needed. Whether teaching Spanish, French, you did so with elegance, generosity, and unwavering belief in the power of communication to build understanding. You will be missed. Buena suerte, Rocío López. You could have said that. Dear colleague Daniel Cayo. So that tells you who that is. It has been 11 years since you have been sharing your expertise, knowledge, and talents to support and educate students here at Columbia High School. I want you to know that your commitment and dedication to the students and the school community has been palpable and noticeable. I would like to thank you personally for your sincere and authentic friendship, your open mind, your deep intellectual multiculturalism connected to us at different levels. Saying goodbye is always difficult, but I know that it's time for you to open a new chapter in your life. And I'll try this. Monsieur Pilpu sa premier opuga collègue Elise Lenang, Columbia High School. Nan sonje opil. Meli merci. And that was Mr. Benoit. Trying some Haitian Creole. Since my very first day at Columbia High School, Madame Cayo has been the most pleasant and collaborative colleague I've ever had the pleasure to work with. Her respectful, assertive, and always elegant manner is something I will carry with me the rest of my teaching career. Bon chance, mon ami. You will be deeply missed, Hernandez. Madame Cayo brought energy, music, excitement, inspiration to the halls of Columbia High School. As a French-Spanish teacher and club advisor, she inspired generations of students who perform culture at their best to become the lead chapter of their own stories. He has been a staunch ambassador for engagement with the diversity of our world and his pageantry through the Multicultural Club. Merci beaucoup et belle aventure, John Hodges. I will share all this with you tomorrow when we meet again. Ms. Mayo, since the day I met you, I've been inspired by the passion and care you show to everyone, especially the unwavering dedication toward our students, Jenny Mui. You are friendly and supportive colleague. I'll never forget your emotional chanting of a poem of the African American culture event. Your time and passion for organizing the Multicultural Night events for the past years, Ms. Liping Mang. And the list goes on, but since we have another gathering tomorrow, I will be happy to share some of those with you. And the last one of the list, you have been a force that has helped CHS become a better place. Your professionalism, charisma, and level of caring for our students has been a beacon for all of our World Language Department faculty members and our students. Gonzalo Lemos. Ms. Cayo, thank you for all you've done with us. We will really be missed.
It's really been an honor to work here with such a cadre of professionals that have supported me in every way from the time that I joined. And I'm grateful for you, the board that hired me. I'm grateful for all my colleagues and everyone in this school, Mr. Sanchez, Rocio, everybody. And I just don't have the words. Today, I was very happy because my students also brought me flowers, chocolate, cards, and I was like, I'm so happy. It's a bittersweet experience to leave everyone behind, but that's life. C'est la vie. Gracias, merci à tous, to everybody. Thank you.
Okay, next we have a video tribute from Malika Majid on behalf of Susan Ciccalello and Miss Morris Sackett.
Greetings, Superintendent Bing, members of our Board of Education, colleagues, and honored retirees. Thank you to Monique Durant, Tunde Adedoyan, and Keith Bonds for making this accommodation possible, as I did not want to miss this special opportunity to offer my heartfelt congratulations to all our retirees on reaching an exciting milestone. Wishing each of you a joyful, healthy, and fulfilling retirement. A special shout out to Julie Porter, our lead school nurse. Your guidance, mentorship, and support leaves a lasting mark on the health and wellness of students and staff. Congratulations, and may you enjoy every moment of your well-deserved retirement. Congratulations to Suzanne Ciccalello, a beloved and highly regarded member of the Tuscan school community for over 30 years. Suzanne, your energy, enthusiasm, and pure love of teaching were a joy to witness and brought joy and inspiration to your students. You have been deeply missed, and you will always be remembered for your spirited teaching, celebrations of student learning, and your unwavering commitment and dedication to student success. And to Maura Sackett, congratulations. Maura, you are truly a class act, the embodiment of professionalism, grace, and a gifted educator. As a lifelong learner and captivating teacher, your ability to nurture students' social, emotional, and academic development is extraordinary. When you left Tuscan for 2 years to teach abroad in Beirut, Lebanon, your absence was deeply felt. And now your retirement, your presence will be missed again. Maura and Suzanne, your impact will be felt for generations as you have inspired the next generation of teachers, writers, scientists, artists, activists, and champions of social justice. Please know that you will always hold a special and permanent place in the hearts of the Tuscan school community. Warmest wishes and heartfelt gratitude to you both for your years of outstanding service. Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement.
Looks like Ms. Chicolello left. I don't see her in the room. Ms. Sackett, would you like to say some words? Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you all very much. I came to Maplewood and South Orange, like many people, from New York with 2 young kids and my husband. So my children went through the school district, Marshall, Jefferson, Maplewood Middle School, and Columbia High School. They're both successful young men with their own families now. I became a teacher in the year 2000 when No Child Left Behind, all kinds of changes were happening. And I spent my entire time at Tuscan except for a couple of years when I went abroad to have an adventure. It's been an honor. All my colleagues, Ms. Majid, Pat Brown before that, Kevin Mason, the collegiality, the professionalism, the passion for doing what's right for our students inspired me every single day. I wasn't really prepared to speak, so I just want to say thank you all so much for the opportunity to live and work in such a great community. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Mr. Frank Sanchez introducing Pat Hurley.
Thank you very much. Before I start and talk about Mr. Hurley, I just want to say to Ms. Cayo that it's been an incredible 10 years at Columbia High School. She, by the way, the Board of Education, she was retired from another state and then came here, and I will call her a unicorn in that she is certified in both French and Spanish. But that's not why we love Ms. Cayo. We love Ms. Cayo because many of our students sometimes are in 4, 5, 6 clubs, right? They have so many trusted adults. They know everybody. When I pop into the multicultural club, there are students there that I don't see in a lot of places. And that's really important that all our students have someone. And Ms. Cayo does so much work with that club. Those students love you. And you have created such self-advocates because they come and yell at me all the time about, you know, their meetings. And so I do appreciate that. And Nurse Julie Porter, I would like to say that I started in 2020 during COVID, and there were not a lot of schools open at the time. It was just Columbia High School. We had some special education students and we had sports. The rest of the schools were closed. And so Julie Porter and I were best friends. Lots of letters back and forth, lots of, what did we call it then? Contact trace. Oh my God, that's like a year of my life. That's all I did. I probably spent more time contact tracing than being a father. But yes, and I forgot the term. So we're gonna, I know we've experienced TB together. We've experienced that. So thank you so much. But now I'm here to talk about Pat Hurley, who has an incredible 10 years at Columbia High School. I mean, 31 years in total, but 10 incredible years. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's not why we're here. I did ask students to come up with some things about Mr. Hurley to talk to us about. And he said I just want to give you a couple quotes. He's an awesome PE teacher. He always motivated me to try new things and do my best. Thank you so much, Mr. Hurley, for believing in me. You're one of the most incredibly understanding teacher. We appreciate you. You've always been my favorite. And one student who I know who has shown such growth in the past 4 years said, man, Mr. Hurley is the reason I'm in MAC. He's a huge reason how I changed my life and found a way to be a better person. It's hard to say where I would be without that man. And I will say that Mr. Hurley is not just a great person to be with students, but for me personally, as an educator, I don't have like a thing around my wrist that says WWJD, but I would say all the time, WWPS. What would Pat say? And so as I write emails and as I make decisions, I have a little picture in my desk that always makes me say, what would Pat say? And then I make those decisions, and I think I know Pat. Within 10 minutes, he's in my office, very upset. But that's because he loves students, he cares about his coworkers, and he has no respect for administration. Mr. Pat Hurley. A great, great educator. No, I'm not finished, Mr. Hurley. No, I am. Come here. Mr. Hurley is not only a great teacher and a great person, a mentor for young adults, he's also a really formidable association leader and member, and that's important for his perspective. We argue all the time, and I cannot wait for his retirement so I do not get 6 a.m. texts. But I will miss him tremendously. My daughters even know who he is. They're like, oh my God, that Pat guy. He kicks your butt all the time, and we love Pat. So Pat, come up here, I'm sorry. But he's a great guy, an incredible teacher.
Thanks, Mr. Sanchez, I think. I'm a PE teacher and it's 80 degrees out, so I had shorts and a t-shirt and a long sleeve sun. And I had to change and I was worried about being underdressed, but I knew Joe Lucetta would be here, so then it was okay. Thank you to the district for a livelihood for 31 years, for folks that I've called friends and family, for the roles that I've played in the union. I very much appreciate my current president, Shira Lincoln, my current vice president. I've worked with them for a very long time. I've had some amazing years and some really terrible years here. Some really great administrators and some really, really awful administrators. Mr. Sanchez is not one of those awful administrators. Some truly great colleagues and some really awful colleagues. What I've never had is awful students. I've never had awful kids. No matter how annoying Teenagers are, and teenagers are annoying, and that's their job, right? They're supposed to be annoying. They're supposed to argue with me. They're supposed to fight with me. That if they didn't do that, where are they going to go, right? It's our job to tell them you're wrong, you're right, you're going to fall, you're going to fail. If you don't fail, you're never going to move forward. You'll never move forward if you don't fail. And it's up to those of the adults in the room to make sure that we encourage that and we make sure that we teach resilience. Because without resilience, we go nowhere and they go nowhere. They have to fail. They have to be sad. They have to be mad. They have to have a fit. They have to lose. They have to do it. If you don't let them do that, we will end up with kids and adults who are not going to do anything. They'll never take the chance and they'll only stay comfortable. And we just can't do that. I worry about the future of public education. For those of you who are non-educators, I truly hope that you see that public education is at the brink of disaster. We are moving more toward private education, private funding, and I hope you all can recognize that and that you can support the teachers even if you don't like them, even if your kid doesn't like them, right? I didn't like all my teachers. You didn't like all your teachers. It'll be okay. You're going to have 100 more teachers. It'll be okay, all right? So thank you to the students. It was awesome to hear you. I loved what you both said. And thank you to everyone. Mr. Sanchez, thank you so much for that.
I feel like someone needs to hold the face. Yeah.
All right, look here for a second. Thank you, Mr. Hurley. This is Mr. Dave's job description.
Okay, next up, we have Miss Laura Swiberius, who will be introducing Miss Debbie Kaplis, who will join us virtually.
Hi, everybody. Was really hoping I wasn't going to follow that one. So that was amazing on both sides. Should I wait? Are we going to try and pull Deb up?
She's up.
She's up.
Deb, you
Okay.
there?
She's not on camera. Deb
Okay.
unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. So I'm going to speak towards Deb. I am honored and I thank everyone for allowing me to share a few words about this amazing educator. We've talked about a few staff members from Columbia High School, and Deb is on the other end of that spectrum. She is a long-term kindergarten teacher working with our first little ones. So Deb is retiring after 30 incredible years. There she is. After 30 incredible years of service and education, Ms. Kaplis is literally woven into the fabric of Marshall School. She is a community member. She grew up in South Orange, Maplewood. She attended all of our schools. She attended Marshall School as a child. She was actually part of the last 5th grade class to graduate Marshall so many years ago. And it's interesting, we're now coming full circle with a new 5th grade class next year. Ms. Kaplis has spent almost all of those 30 years teaching kindergarten, which is a really impressive feat in my opinion. She is inspiring, guiding our youngest learners in their first elementary school experiences. As a kindergarten teacher, Ms. Kaplis welcomes her students with open arms and a warm smile, creating a safe space where wonder, imagination, and curiosity can flourish. She has helped countless little ones take their first steps into the world of reading, writing, and math. She guides them gently as they learn to hold pencils, sound out letters, and count with confidence. The work of a kindergarten teacher like Ms. Kaplis goes far beyond academics. Over the years, she has been the comforter of first day tears, the cheerleader for tiny victories, the patient guide through big feelings. She has taught children how to share, take turns, listen, and care for one another. Additionally, for many of her kindergarten years, Ms. Kaplis has worked with our special education staff to co-teach inclusive classrooms, where she celebrated the diversity and uniqueness of all of her students and all of their strengths. It's hard to put into words the impact Ms. Kaplis has had on Marshall School. Beyond the classroom, Ms. Kaplis has been a trusted colleague and a calm and supportive force in our school community. Whether mentoring new teachers, stepping up to help school-wide events, leading our Achieve tutoring program, and offering words of wisdom in tough moments. She has brought dedication, grace, integrity to everything that she does. We are going to miss Deb deeply, but we know this is a well-deserved next chapter. Deb, we hope your retirement is full of joy and rest and adventure and time with the people and the passions that you love the most. I want to personally thank you and say that, I spent many years as an administrator at Delia Bolden School. And when I transferred to Marshall School about 7 years ago, there was sort of an urgent need at the moment for some administrative support. So I transferred in the middle of a school year and had to pivot very quickly. And Deb was absolutely one of the first staff members to sort of come and meet with me privately and say, let me show you the ropes of Marshall. I'm here for you. I will do anything to sort of help you acclimate to our students and our staff. She just is sort of a beacon of Marshall and is always extending herself. So Deb, next fall, we hope you have more September beach days and more time rooting for your beloved Giants. Thank you for giving your heart and talent to education. Thank you for inspiring all of us. Your legacy will live in the hearts and memories of literally hundreds and hundreds of students. Great job.
Thank you, Laura. To follow you is going to be pretty challenging too, so thank you. I just want to say, being part of the Marshall community has been a gift. I've been fortunate to say for the last 30 years I've taught in a school I went to. I want to express my gratitude to all the families who shared their children with me and thank my administration and colleagues for all their support. I wish everybody good luck in the next ventures. And I also just want to add a little pivot that I did not know. Suzanne Ciccolello was my cooperating teacher. And I just want to say congrats to her as well. She was an amazing mentor to me. My first go around back as in the South Orange Maplewood School District. So thank you again.
Okay, our next presenter will be Ms. Karina Paricio for Ms. Joyce Leslie.
Hello. I do just actually want to just take a second, kind of taking a note out of Principal Sanchez's book here, and just say that I've only been here a couple years as a supervisor, and the second week I was here, Rocio yelled at me. And she was really mad at me. She was yelling at me, and I had no idea. I was just like a little baby supervisor, and she was yelling at me. And then that's when I met Pat, who then came in as like the good cop and explained to me like, it's okay. Like we're just gonna have a moment. I'm gonna talk to you about what's going on. And I was like, okay. And that was my initiation in. So I want to say how much I'm gonna miss you, Pat. And when Rocio yells at me, I'm gonna still call you. So just so you know. But no, I have appreciated so much feedback from you. I've called you, and I really just wanted to say I will also miss you, even though I'm not your supervisor. But on to my team, because I do have some retirements this year, and it is very hard to say goodbye to people that I've grown very attached to. So I'm going to start with Dr. Leslie. Joyce, we're gathering not just to celebrate your career, but to really honor your advocacy. You are the end of an era, because when you would come and knock on my door, and even if my shade was down, and even if there was a sign that says I was interviewing someone, you were so passionate about advocating for a kid that you would literally knock until I answered the door. So I appreciate that, and I just can't tell you how much I'm gonna miss you always bothering me. So throughout your time here, you have been more than just a math teacher. You've been a mentor, an advocate, a collaborator, and above all, a constant source of support to all of your students and your colleagues alike. So you never saw teaching as something that happened in isolation. When a student struggled, you didn't hesitate. You not only confronted them, you brought parents in, counselors, me into the conversation, ensuring that no learner ever fell through the cracks in your room. And your commitment to their success was always unwavering, even when I was busy. So you believe deeply in the potential of every student, especially those who just needed a little extra support to see it in themselves. You are a big advocate that everyone can do math, and you have inspired so many students to see that. You were also a staunch supporter of things like our SEED program, reminding us all that we can always believe in the power of students who learn differently, who face different barriers, and who just need someone in their corner. And you were always that person in their corner. You weren't just a champion for students, you were the person that other teachers went to for advice, for resources, for encouragement, and sometimes to complain about me. You made this department stronger with your insight, your generosity, and your steady presence. So even when you faced profound personal loss, you showed up. You showed up for everybody else, for your students, and for all of us. And that resilience and that quiet strength is truly an inspiration that I'll always keep with me. So Joyce, I just want you to know that your impact will be felt for years to come. And the confidence that you've instilled in your students and the care that you've extended to your colleagues, we will miss your wisdom, your advocacy, and your big heart. So all I can say is that I will miss you knocking on my door, but I hope that you enjoy this next chapter and that it's filled with rest, reflection, family, and a lot of joy, because you earned it. And now I'd like to bring up Principal Sanchez, who has a lot of student quotes about you, so that we can share just how much of an impact that you've had on all of our kids.
Dr. Leslie, I just want to say you're one of the first teachers who came and reached out when I first started. And I could tell you were not just a math teacher, but a real empathy warrior, which I think is important to say. You know, you really wanted to make sure that not only were our kids heard, but they were understood. And that, to me, was your greatest strength. And in regard, of course, you're a great math teacher. I don't want to take that away of your math, but so many students wrote to me how wonderful teacher she was. She cared about her students, and she cares about what she teaches, and she really is always so friendly and welcoming. And by the way, Dr. Leslie, so with like 5 or 6 O's, which is huge, just so you know. You're going to be so missed. You're a great teacher who understands my learning needs. And most importantly, so many students talked about your patience. And that's really the hallmark of great teaching, and how much you care, and the clubs that you've also organized over the years. Clubs that were devoted, by the way, to social injustice, but also building bridges, which I really think is the most important type of club, right? Is to focus on how we can get together. And so thank you so much for your dedication these past 19 years.
Okay, do I face this way or this way? This way. Well, I'll face both ways. So I'm going to thank you for all the kind words. It's hard to leave, you know, a place you've been, and it's 20 years, not 19. It's hard to leave. So it's both it's both a wonderful thing and a teary thing. But since you gave me that great intro, now I'm going to turn and talk to you. Because It's really important for not just the teachers, not just those of us who really know the students, and so it's easier for us to see their potential and care about them and know that every single one of them can learn mathematics, algebra, geometry, pre-calculus and calculus, every single one of them. You know, this is my second career, and I always believed that when I was at Bell Laboratories and IT, when I was raising my kids, and it was a real gift to me to come here. I changed careers 20 years ago and came here to teach, and to realize that it is actually true. But I need you guys to realize it too, and to understand that you can help us, help every child know that they have a right to learn algebra, for example, that they have a right to the special ed teacher who knows math in the room, that they have a right to a small enough classroom so that each one of them can be heard, so that the simple resources they need to help their teacher do their job and help them learn are there, that they can count on that. And I just want you to know, because I have been advocating, and when I see those resources dwindle, I see the impact it has. So on my exit, I'm asking you to take that seriously. We can do this, we can do so much better, and it's as important as an AP class.
All right. Say, Dr. Leslie. Wait, I'm sorry, I forgot. Go ahead. I'm not gonna do it. All right, I'm good. All right.
So now I'm just going to speak about Mr. Lucetta, the man who dressed up for us all, as you can see. He put on his best shorts. So I would just like to say this is actually going to be really, really hard for me, and I'm just going to try and not get too upset, because I just can't believe that it's actually time to say goodbye, because you did warn me about this, and I feel like you gave me a lot of time to prepare emotionally, and still today, I kind of cried when I was writing this. So when I first stepped into this role 2 years ago, he was one of the first people to knock on my door and to welcome me. And he said, "Don't get too attached, I'm retiring soon." And I hate to say this, but I got really attached to you. I really kind of thought you were just always joking, you know, because you're like, it's coming, and I just never believed you. So having the chance to work with you, even for these short years, has really meant a lot to me, because you are quite the legend in this building. I like to call him the fan favorite. I also, the first days of school, will get a lot of knocks on my door saying, "Well, why wasn't I put in Mr. Lucetta's class? And why can't you switch it? And why can't I be with Mr. Lucetta?" When parents call, they always say, like, you know, "I have a concern with my current math teacher. My son was with Mr. Lucetta, and this is this and this." And I hear that consistently. So it just speaks to really the impact that he has had on his students and on the staff. Students loved him because he made math accessible, he made math human, and he made math funny. He had a gift for connecting with kids, the kind of quiet charisma and patience that made students feel seen and capable. And while he never made a big fuss, his presence always made an impact. Mr. Lucetta, your legacy is going to live on, not just in the math skills that you taught and the files that you're leaving behind, all labeled, but the confidence that you built in your students, the calm that you brought to the classroom, the many students who discovered that they could do math because you believed in them, the many students who, when they asked to be in your class, you welcomed them with open arms, even when they were just little underclassmen and excited about math, and you never turned one away. So you may have told us all that you were retiring, but nothing could prepare us for how much we're really gonna miss you. So enjoy every minute of being retired, but please stop by because every once in a while, it's just really nice to see your face. Oh, and I forgot, and Principal Sanchez has a bunch of student comments.
So we have 7 retirements at Columbia High School for a total of 118 years of service and experience. And I mean, Mr. Lucetta had 25 years as an incredible educator, and he was also a student, and it took him 5 or 6 years to graduate Columbia. So, no, that's not true. I did ask students about Mr. Lucetta, and they said he was my first math teacher at Columbia High School, and I can't thank him enough. I had Mr. Lucetta for 2 years, and I'm shocked to even say I love math. I was never bored. He was captivating, and he had an infectious spirit. Ava, is that true? He had an shock. Okay. Sorry. He is by far the most enthusiastic teacher that I've ever had. He's the best teacher that ever existed. He's extremely hard, but worth it. He made class enjoyable, including his sporadic tangents. He even bought me a burger at Five Guys. Although I am extremely bad at calculus, it wasn't his fault. He was there to help me. He is truly a great man. And my favorite, I never had him as a teacher, but my older brother did, and they still talk about him at dinner. So, Mr. Lucetta, come on up. You're an incredible teacher here at Columbia. I love you. You're such a good friend as well as a great teacher. There you go.
I didn't prepare anything. I love this town. I grew up here. I had amazing teachers when I was in high school. I had such amazing teachers that I didn't have to study my freshman year in college because I had already learned it all here. Last night we did the senior awards, and I wanted to say more, and I didn't say it last night because of time, so I'm going to say it to you two and to Gwyneth and to all the other ones. This was an amazing class, one of the best ever. And I'm just waiting to hear who is going to be the one that cures cancer or saves the world. It's just, I'm proud to have been your teacher. I'm proud to have been your daughter's teacher.
We have some Columbia soon. Open it. I'm supposed to open it. All right. That's what I've been doing. All right.
Okay, next I want to call up Mr. Kevin Mason and Mr. Anthony Cicigna, who will be presenting Miss Julie Ann Porter.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mr. Mason, and I've been lucky enough to be in the district for 17 years and to work in 4 schools. So first, I want to say thank you for the teachers that have allowed me to be there, administrators like Mr. Lucetta, Ms. Leslie. I wasn't Pat Hurley's supervisor, but we worked a lot together, and I just sad to see you leave, Mr. Hurley. You'll be missed. Normally, I don't prepare a speech, so I didn't prepare a speech again. But my speech is going to be a little interactive for the adults. So I want you to think back when you were in elementary school and tell me, do you remember your nurse's name? Yes? Okay, I don't. Okay, but I can guarantee you every student in this district that had Julie Porter as a nurse remembers her name. Because Julie and I started in the district together 17 years ago at Maplewood Middle School, and I can truly tell you, she is more than a nurse. She's not in her office all the time putting Band-Aids on kids. She's in the lunchroom every day helping out with lunch. She's hanging up bulletin boards, which aren't always straight. Everything is color-coded, but every single student in our school loves Julie Porter. Every single teacher in our school loves Julie Porter. Every parent in our school loves Julie Porter. And Julie Porter's office is right next to myself and Mr. Cicigna. And I've learned, and students have learned, that when you come to the nurse's office, if you give Julie Porter a compliment, you get to stay 5 minutes more in the nurse's office. Because I have heard it. But Julie Porter is a special person because she's not just the nurse in the school. She's not just my coworker, but she's also my friend. I spent this past weekend at Julie Porter's son's wedding. It was an entire weekend at a campground. I camped out on Friday. I was the only one in the tent. It was a monsoon, but it was fun. But I consider Julie Porter to be family. I know her husband, I know her sons, her other sons getting married next year in Costa Rica, and I'm the flower girl, so I will be there. But we're a close-knit family, and Julie Porter loves her job. I've known Julie for 17 years and have never seen her not happy. She comes to work every day with energy and a spirit that transcends the students and staff, and I've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to work with her for 17 years, and she is truly going to be missed. So Julie, I love you, you'll be missed, and you can always come back and sub. You have to talk.
Hello, everybody. If Mr. Bing is still here and Board of Ed administrators, this is an amazing group because I have either taken care of you or taken care of your kids or raised my kids with you or you've taught my kids. So I have been here for 30 years, but I mean, I've been in Maplewood, South Orange for 30 years, so this is quite a history, and really I am so proud and honored. Not ready to retire, but I'm doing it anyway, and to be doing it with you. So yes, thank you. I love my job, and I decided that I can't wait to not love my job to go, so I'm gonna go out loving it. I hope you all go out loving your jobs. I do think I'll be back, but not sure about that. I don't know if my husband's listening because he doesn't want me to come back. Yeah, 6 months, Rosia says. So I would like to thank all of you for being part of my story here. Most recently, I've been at the Annex with Mr. Mason and Mr. Cicigna. I can tell you that every day I learn something. Every day I love it. And we laugh a lot, and there is nothing more wonderful than doing those 3 things every day. So thank you for letting me take care of your children. I'm sure you've all heard me say, this is Julie Porter, it's not an emergency. I've said it, I say it 100 times every day, except for the very few times that I've had to delicately say, it It actually is an emergency. Anyway, I thank you. Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Mason.
Okay, I'm back. All right, so I've been an administrator for 11 years, and I've been a teacher for 14 years. So for every teacher in the room today who's retiring, I have to say that being a teacher is a lot harder than being a principal. Being a teacher is not a 9-to-5 job. It's not a Monday through Friday job. It's an everyday job. And Ms. Simon is here with her family, her husband and her kids, and I can attest that I'm sure Ms. Simon has spent a lot of money on materials in her classroom. I'm sure that she was up late grading papers or getting her lesson plans together, but she has always been committed. Ms. Simon, myself, and Sister Senior have always been math and science teachers. And to be a teacher for 20 or 30 or 40 plus years, but still enjoy teaching is hard. Also, as Pat said, you may have good administrators, you may have bad administrators, but not many teachers invite their administrators into their classrooms. And I can say that Ms. Simon, many a times has called down to my office and said, Mr. Mason, I'm doing something, you need to come upstairs. And to have that excitement about teaching math or science and actually sharing it with her administrator is admirable. And to have that excitement also transcends to your students. I know Ms. Simon brought the weatherman into the school, and just to see your teacher having that excitement makes students want to be excited. And I have to say that Ms. Simon also reminds me of a teacher that I had in school. And that's why I majored in math and science when I went to college. So Ms. Simon, I only had 5 years to work with you. I wish you would have stayed longer. You can, like I told Ms. Porter, you can always come back and sub, but you will also be missed. You've touched the lives of a lot of students and made them want to major in math and science, and that's a field that I was a chemist for 15 years, and I left my job to go back to education to get more kids into the STEM field. And I think Ms. Simon has touched the lives of a lot of students and made them want to major in math and science, so I want to thank you for that, and like I say, you will be missed.
So thank you, everybody. Congratulations to all the retirees. This is 32 for me. I was fresh out of college when I got the job at South Orange Middle School as a 5th grade math and science teacher. And it was very exciting. And when I started teaching math, my goal was to get the negativity out of mathematics. I hated hearing people say, well, I'm not good at math, because you would never say I'm not good in English. But there are a lot of people who can't speak well. And I've had kids come in and say things to me like, I hated math, and by June of that year, they're like, wow, this is fun now. So I hope the math teachers from the high school got to see some of that. I hope I started some kids on the right path. But in 32 years, I've seen a lot of changes in the district, some good, some not so good. I spent 26 years at South Mountain. I have many memories with Mr. Cicino at the middle school. It was great having that opportunity to teach 5th graders at the middle school. I don't know if any of you remember that, but that was a thing in the 90s. Now I get to focus on my kids. I brought them with me. They're in high school now, looking at colleges, looking at lots of sports, and it's good that I'm now able to be that mom, to be there with them. So thank you.
Match the more
Okay, I want to acknowledge the retirees who were not able to attend the reception tonight and want to put their names on the record. Ms. Stacy Bockenheimer, Ms. Therese, Ms. Therese Krigler, Ms. Andrea Del Grecio, Ms. Kelly Goldstein, Ms. Lynn Kelly, Ms. Sharissa Pleasant, Mr. Richard Porfido, Ms. Margaret Richardson, and finally, Ms. Dana Sullivan. One more round of applause for all of our retirees. Madam President.
It is an honor to stand before you today. You had a calling. This is not a job. I've said that from first day I stepped in my first classroom door in the 90s as well, early 90s. You are drawn to this profession. I truly believe you're born into it. Some may start in other professions, but sooner or later you're just drawn into it. So I know for years, I've heard the many years, you've poured your heart and soul into the classroom, working with our students, giving them a love of learning. You've also been with folks to celebrate successes. You've been a shoulder to cry on. You've been there to help your students in challenges and also their parents many of the times. And you've inspired countless kids, which to me, that's the job. Not a lot of folks, especially now, as a few people have noted, are running to this profession. We really, at this point, need to show the greatness of this job so others understand it that are not in these classroom walls or in these school walls, because our schools just hold a lot of greatness and a lot of giving and a lot of grace. So I thank you for your utmost responsibility, your compassion, and your engagement with our students, and wish you a wonderful next chapter. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you.
So we're going to recess so that we can take some more photos, enjoy some of the nice treats that the district has provided tonight. So Mr. Carrick, I'd like to make a motion to have a 10-minute recess. Do I have a second? Thank you, Board Member Callahan. All in favor? Okay, 10-minute recess.
I have two. What are you? All right, boys, go home.
And it's just like a paper insert. Just a paper.
All right, well,
Come into the light.
Oh, okay, absolutely, absolutely. And whenever I go to the big school, Zion especially, he will like jump out of line, which you're not supposed to. Like whenever I go to the big school, everybody's misbehaves. They run out of line, they come and they hug me, but I love it. But Zion always. I feel I didn't have it.
He's in fifth grade, that's right.
So the kid that I remember him, but he came back AB, and he definitely came back. He was in school, but his class came back AB and half of them didn't come back at all. They stayed on. So trying to get to know that group that was my first year.
Right,
So,
right.
but I definitely remember him. Great kid.
Zion's
Yeah. Yeah, he's adorable, just adorable. So tell them that I said hello. Yeah.
year to create 3 new acres of impervious coverage and send even more water directly to the storm sewer on Valley. I don't understand how this is happening. It seems as though the board is oblivious to this risk. There seems to be no concern for what a legal stormwater plan must consist of. Why are we seeing this lack of planning? There's so many questions that we as a community haven't gotten the answers to. What will the plans include? The essential and legally required infrastructure details? Will there be on-site stormwater retention as legally required? I know that our towns have received federal grants to fix areas of stormwater concern. Why is the school district creating serious new risks with the plans to cover 3 more acres of our community? Stormwater retention infrastructure will add to the cost of the project, it's true, but it is your responsibility to assure that these hugely consequential plans for the town, for CHS, and for our neighboring areas are properly designed and costed. So I ask you this evening to please think about protecting our neighborhood, think about the consequences of the astroturfing, and to follow the legally required plans. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Audrey Friday. Sorry if I mispronounced that.
It is Friday, but there's
Oh, okay.
no A.
Okay, great.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Bimmel is my neighbor. Congratulations to you all. It's very heartfelt with the teachers that are retiring, and I am a product of 2 educators as well, so I know what that feels like, and congratulations to them. I'm here on behalf of my granddaughter, who is 5 years old, and she is part of the school system now. I've been here for 25 years. I've raised my children here. They're doing well. They're flourishing in their careers now. Unfortunately, my daughter went through a divorce, and instead of staying in Westchester County, she wanted to come back here to where she was raised, and she wanted her child to have the experiences that she did. Unfortunately, my granddaughter was selected to go to a school that's not in her neighborhood, that is over a mile away, so she is not allowed to make the normal relationships that children have by going to their local school. She's not going to get an opportunity to have the natural maturation period to walk to school by herself. She has to be driven, which puts undue stress on the family instead of her being able to walk to the school that's a block and a half away when she can see all the other children in the neighborhood doing that. So I'm here as an advocate for her because she has no agency for herself. And this year I got involved with the budget committee, which was very nicely done, open door policy. I'm glad I was involved with that. But I got an opportunity to see some things that were disturbing to me too. And I saw that we're spending a lot of money on busing children all over the city, and buses aren't filled. To me, it's a waste of money. So I'm coming to you today because I would like to know what are the plans to counteract the situation that we're in. I bought my house in my neighborhood because I like the tree-lined streets, I like the proximity to the school, and I should be able to send my family members to my local school and not have them bused to the other side of another town. I live in South Orange. I don't know if I started out with that. I knew I was supposed to. I live in South Mountain, and my granddaughter goes to Clinton. And to be fair, she's had a phenomenal year. She has a phenomenal teacher. She loves her teacher. We love her teacher. She's reading. She's doing decimal place math already. She's getting a little cocky. She's very happy. And as are we with the education that she's receiving. So my argument is not with the educational system there, but our intention was for her to go to school in her own neighborhood, make those friendships and relationships. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Jessica Shaw.
Hello. I am an Academy Heights resident as well. I live on Hickson Place, and one thing I can say for Academy Heights is that everyone is a really incredible neighbor. We all know each other. We respect each other. We help each other. We have text chains. To, just be there for someone if there's a problem or an issue, right? It's fantastic. So we border this incredible property, Ritzer Field, and I think there's going to be a big change potentially, and we want to make sure that Ritzer is still a good neighbor and that your team is also good neighbors. So I know that my other people have covered the stormwater. I've also had my basement flood during Ida, and it was solely due to the backup of the city infrastructure. It was not water coming in through the basement. So I know that my other neighbor has had this happen before. It is a reality. So a couple of other points, I just like to make sure that, we get some answers and we get discussion and we get really good planning so that Ritzer Field can continue to be a part of a community. It borders on a residential street. It is not in the center of a multi-school complex where it would be more appropriate to put up huge lighting and have traffic in one central parking lot. It is literally on the side of a neighborhood. So I think I'm just going to read off a couple of other considerations. The trees and the landscaping. We love our trees, and we want to make sure that they're protected and that there is some kind of natural border there between this complex and residential homes. Additionally, I haven't know if anyone's brought this up, but the traffic and the parking for these games, I question where any of these cars are going to park. Away teams are going to come to Ritzer Field and there's going to be 30, 40 cars from, where are they going to park? What would the plan be for these, additional games? If there's 2 games going on at a time, where are they going to park? Even now on Hickson Place where there's lacrosse practice, the cars park on both sides of the street. You can hardly get through. It's already at capacity with the usage it has now. The lighting is another really big one. I think there's been some discussion about how lighting can be focused down. So I just want to make sure that that is truly, truly in the plans and that those lights actually go off. We do not want to have light bleeding into our children's windows at all hours of the night. There are lights now on the side of Columbia. Those never go off. So I hope that there's a plan for these to be different. And then lastly, I know I'm at time here, but I think it's just a general willful thinking to think that things in the future are going to become less expensive. I've heard this project is going to be pricey, and I just hope that everyone on the board makes the best decisions with the money that we have. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll go on to our online public speaks. We have one person, Lily Giavoni. Keith, is Lily still there?
No, that community member's not online.
Okay. So now we will move on to the action portion of the meeting. Are there any severs? No? Okay, great. So Mr. Carey, can you please read the resolutions into record and then we'll have open discussion?
Sure, you have
Motion number 4813, this is to approve the appointments for the 25-26 school year. A job description at item B, and at item C, the 24-25 school year retroactive salaries. At motion number 4814, this is to approve the submission of the Focus Grant application and accept funds. Subsection B, to renew the contract for therapeutic mental health wraparound program. And subsection C, this is the agreement for clinical counseling sessions. Is there a motion to move those items?
Okay, thank you. Open to discussion.
We have to move it
Oh,
and then second it
sorry.
first.
Yeah, who seconded? Okay, Board Member Bennett, thank you. Okay, open to discussion. Anyone, anything to say? No? Okay, great. So let's just vote.
Board Member Bennett?
Yes.
Board Member Brown?
Yes.
Board Member Callahan?
Yes.
Board President Deval Wilson?
Yes.
Board Member Eckert? Board Member Gifford?
Yes.
Board Member Kabadia?
Yes.
Board Member Meyer?
Yes.
Board Member Sackett Gable?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Did you say Board Member Eckert?
I did. It's
Okay, he
changed.
did. Regina, yeah, do you want to say yes? We can't hear it, Keith. You want to just text us? It passes regardless. So anyway, you can just email us what you said. I'm assuming it's yes. Oh, yeah, okay, she just texted, she said yes. Okay, great. Okay, so now I'm going to motion to go into exec session. Patrick, can I do a 2-in-1 exec and adjourning, or do you want me to do two separate?
That's fine.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to close out public session of this meeting and adjourn and enter into executive session at 8:26 p.m. to deliver the superintendent's evaluation. The length of that session is estimated to be 60 minutes, after which the meeting will be adjourned. The Board of Education will meet again in person in public session on, oh crap, I don't have the date. Thursday, June 26th. Thank you. It's a rough one tonight, guys. June 26, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Action will be taken. May I have a second? Thank you, Board Member second. Oh,
It looks like there's one more public speaks. I
Oh,
don't know if it's.
okay.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, we didn't all do I yet, so.
Yeah, so let's just let that die for a second.
Yeah, that's
and then
fine.
we'll go
So,
back.
so it's Lily. I have Lily. Is that who it is that's on? No? We only have one sign up online, and it's Lily Giavoni. So who is online?
Looks like Jessica Miller.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Jessica, can you unmute?
Yes, good evening.
Okay. Perfect. we
I
can
got
hear
a
you.
confirmation email. I'm not sure what happened. And I think there's another neighbor looking to speak. What a wonderful celebration for the best this district has to offer. It's really wonderful to hear the inspiring stories from our retirees. I am a resident of Hickson Place and my home faces Ritzer Field. I have children in the district and certainly want to see our facilities serve all of the district's children. Both of my children play sports. We're not opposed to the district pursuing a plan to maximize Ritzer's potential and usability, but we're asking that the plan be thoughtful and that the neighborhood impact carefully considered. While insignificant to many, the plans that are made for Ritzer significantly impact my family and my neighbors. As the board heads to the BOSE, we are left with several questions. When will the plans and the cost estimates be available to the public? The plan is to add artificial turf to Ritzers to create new acreage of impervious coverage in the valley. Each additional square foot of coverage is that much less permeable ground to capture stormwater. A basic soccer field is over an acre. Any planned disturbance greater than an acre is defined as a major development under municipal land use laws and requires greater oversight. What will the review process look like for this project? Has that been discussed with the towns and their planning and engineering professionals? The project last year called for creating 3 brand new acres of impervious coverage, and then the engineer's plans showed all of that drainage being directed to the storm sewer on Valley. That's not legal. Do the plans for the BOSC have proper and legal stormwater retention plans? This adds considerably to cost estimates and should be known up front. DEP documentation confirms what land surface temperature maps show, that artificial turf fields are heat islands. We all know that temperatures are continuing to rise, as well as energy costs. Acres of artificial turf will increase the temperature of our street, causing increased energy bills for neighbors, CHS, and the district offices. CHS is adding AC. Will it be enough to efficiently and sufficiently cool the building with this added heat island? Will neighbors be able to sufficiently cool their homes? What increased costs will we bear? Along with being Columbia High School neighbors, we are stakeholders and district parents. Most of us have attended some of the town halls about impending fiscal cliff. We saw proposed cuts to special ed. We helped kids crowdfund to afford bus fare for their field trips after the buses were sold. The MMS auditorium ceiling fell in during 5th grade visit last week. There's a list of $90 million of unfunded maintenance projects. Headlines warn of cuts of federal funding. We have never seen the district attempt to repair and maintain the grass that currently exists on Ritzer. None of this points to an urgent need to bond $5 million right now to add to the $190 million debt load. Thank you.
Thank you. That completes the online public speaks. And so now I will go back to motioning to go into exec session. Do I need to say the whole thing over again? Who seconded? I think it was Board Member Callahan or Second Gable, either one. All in favor? Okay, great. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.